These are three core things that every gardener has to do in order to have that successful garden. And guess what? That same principle can apply to our trading experience, because these three core principles are what we need to do in order to have a successful trading journey. You know, one of my favorite chapters in the Bible is the Genesis, the beginning. I love to learn and just know the origins of a thing. See, I'm a strong believer that everything has an origin. Yes, I know the world tries to tell us otherwise and that we can shift what God has created for a thing to be. But look, I'm excited to tell you that however God intended something to be, that's what it's going to be. So Kirby, what are you saying? I'm saying that if we understand the beginning of something, we can also come to an understanding of what its purpose is. Example, so we understand that the sun was created to give us light during the day. But we also understand that the moon was created to give the nighttime some light as well. If not, everything would just be pitch black dark. But how do I know this? The reason that we know this is because God said so in Genesis 1:14-16. Then God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be the signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made two great lights, the larger one to govern the day and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made stars. So as we see that when God created the sun and the moon, he gave them a duty to do. And they're still doing those same duties today. But I find it very interesting that God not only gave us the sun and the moon a duty, but he also gave the first man a duty as well. See, he says that in Genesis, the Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to tend and watch over it. Now, what if I told you that you had something in common with Adam? That the same way it was his duty to tend to the garden, as a trader, we have a responsibility and a duty to tend to our dominion as well, which is our trading account, of course. Today starts the first day of this little mini series that I am extremely excited for. I'm going to share with you how to tend to your dominion and be the gardener of it, just as Adam was his. Okay, before we continue, look, y'all, I sound stuffy. Please forgive me. Please stay with me. Also, I don't have my whiteboard today, so I really wish I had it today. I feel like today was an important day to have it, but I don't have it. So look, I need y'all to stay with me. We're going to go over three key principles that every gardener has to do in order to have a successful garden, right? First one is watering. The next one is pulling up weeds. And the third thing is pruning. Now, mind you, I know there's probably so many other things that go in between those things, but these are three core things that every gardener has to do in order to have that successful garden. And guess what? That same principle can apply to our trading experience, because these three core principles are what we need to do in order to have a successful trading journey and to have a successful account, right? All of us want to see our accounts grow. But in order for us to do that, we have to water it, which represents nutrients. We have to pull weeds, which represent getting rid of old habits, old mindsets. And we also have to prune. Guys, pruning is like surgery, all right? So pruning is whenever we have to cut certain things in order for it to continuously grow properly. So a gardener has to cut a plant in a certain way in order for it to continue to grow the right way. And as traders, we have to cut certain things out in order for us to be successful in the right places in our trading experience, in our trading journey. So I'm going to break each one of these things down so that you can understand them. All right. This is not going to be a long video. I just want to give you guys this because I believe that it can bless someone's life. When God gave it to me, it surely blessed my life. So I am praying that it also blesses yours. So number one, again, watering. Look, this is going to be extremely important for all traders. I don't care if you are a beginner, if you are, if you're seasoned, it don't matter. Continue to water your garden. Continue to gain wisdom in the trading space. All right. So what does this look like? Guys, keep doing what brought you success. All right. So keep back testing. Keep learning things to master your strategy better. All right. Keep fine tuning some different areas. Maybe you feel like you're really, really good at your strategy. Well, guess what? You got to stay really, really good. Imagine your favorite athlete. If you are an athlete, or maybe you're a musician, whatever that is for you, imagine your favorite person, someone that you think is the greatest of all time. Understanding that they are great, but they have to continuously practice. It's not like once they made it to their professional place that they just stopped practicing. No, once they got there, some of them even practiced even harder once they got to the place they wanted to be, so that they won't get comfortable. I want you guys to continuously practice, continuously nourish your mind, continuously read books, continuously develop yourself to become a trader before you actually be a trader. I tell my clients that all the time. Become a trader before you actually be a trader. What that means is keep gaining wisdom before you feel like you ever hit your highest point of trading. Like there's no such thing as this highest point. It only gets better. All right. Just like an athlete, it only gets better. You have to become an athlete before you actually become an athlete. So that means that you have to gain habits, get new habits that create great athlete outcomes. Okay. The same thing with trading. You have to get new habits, good habits that will like help you to become that trader that you desire to be. And once you feel like you have become that trader you desire to be, it doesn't stop. You can only get better. All right. So never get comfortable. Keep watering your garden. And also, listen, this hit me the other night, that the same way that athletes practice before games, guys, I encourage you, practice before you start trading, back test before you start trading. Maybe you just need to be warmed up that day, right? So if you get up in the morning, get up a little bit earlier, do some back tests, practice, and then you jump into your live game. All right. It makes things so much more easier. I apply that to my own self. So I'm telling you, listen, it makes things a whole lot better. It's like your mind is just warmed up to the market. All right. Number 2, pull weeds. Listen, get rid of old bad habits of trading. Many of us struggle with the mental space, the mental part of trading. Well, listen, if you know that is a problem, identify what those problems are, pray about them, and work on them. Simple as that. Give those things to God. All right. So if you know that you are struggling with, let's say, over trading, pray about that. Lord, help me with this over trading. Help me, give me conviction about this. Show me where I'm going wrong at, the reason why I'm over trading, so that God can really get you to the root of things. He can give you the root of why you're struggling in a certain aspect. And then your duty is to make sure you focus on overcoming that aspect. All right. So start pulling bad habits. If you have a bad strategy, change the strategy. Like pull all distractions, like get away from everything that may be choking or killing your growth in trading. Get rid of it. All right. And number 3, the final thing, pruning. This is also my favorite thing. So to me, pruning can be very difficult. And the reason I say it is it can be very difficult because pruning is a good thing, but it also, like, it requires some cutting off. It requires some weeds being pulled, even though, like, those weeds aren't necessarily bad in the trading realm. So this is what I mean. As you start trading, you learn so much. You learn so many different strategies. You learn so many different time frames. You know all this information. So what happens is you accumulate so much information, right? But you don't know how to apply it. So what you have to start doing is understanding, like, yes, I know information, but I have to prune what I know so that it fits what kind of trader I'm trying to be. All right. So let's say that I have, you have a bunch of information. I know all this stuff about swing trading. I've learned all this stuff on, all this different stuff on swing trading, maybe investing. But guess what? I only practice on being a scalper. But yet I'm trying to apply swing trading information to my scalping, and it's causing a struggle. It's causing me to mess up because my mind is here, but my actions are over here. And so what you have to do is prune, fix, and find what kind of person you want to be in the trading realm, whether you want to be a scalper or maybe you want to be a swing trader. All right. So you figure out, okay, what am I trying to be? What kind of trader am I about to be? And you have to start cutting off all the excess information that is not good for what you need to do. I am a strong believer that your mind can get extremely cloudy when it comes to trading. If you know so much stuff and you're trying to apply this strategy with this strategy, and you remember what Bobby said about this strategy, and now you remember what Jimmy said about this strategy, and now you're trying to put all these things together. No. First, you have to identify what works for you as an individual, and everything else. If you know that I don't desire to be a swing trader, what Jimmy said might have been super true, but it doesn't apply to you. So guess what? You have to cut off what Jimmy said, right? So that you can develop as a scalper and give your full attention to being a scalper so that you can flourish and grow in that area. It is great that you have the other information, but start cutting off things that does not apply to you, what you're trying to do in the market, okay? One example for me was in the beginning, again, I was like that person. I tried to know everything, right? Which is cool, great. It caused me to be cloudy. So what I was doing is I was telling myself, yes, I want to be a day trader, but yet I'm on swing trading and investing time frames. So what I had to do is I had to cut off those old time frames, min them down to the 15-minute time frame, and focus and give all my full attention to 15-minute time frame setups, because that's what I desired. That's what kind of trader I desired to be. I want to be a day trader, even though the information was great. Information was great and it helped me, but I had to learn how to cut off things that were unnecessary, all right? Or things that was hindering me where I was trying to be, all right? Even though it's not necessarily bad. And I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that the right way. I just want you guys to be intentional. That's what pruning, that's all pruning is. Be intentional in the trading market. Don't waste excess. Do not act don't cut off what is good, and start cutting off the things that are necessary so that your good can turn into great. All right. So again, know your time frames, know what kind of trader you want to be. That helps you to cut a lot of stuff off, and know what your goal is. If you know you have a goal and you understand how to reach that goal, take back the steps, work backwards. Understand what it's going to take to get to that ultimate goal, and cut off all things, even though those things may be good, cut off all things that might be a hindrance on where you're trying to get to. All right. Not the next person, not your mama, not your daddy, not your cousin that trades. It don't matter. Focus on where you're trying to get to and master it. All right. So look, this was part 1. I hope this blessed your life. Again, y'all, I didn't have my whiteboard today. I'm kind of crushed about that. But if you enjoyed this and you are excited about part 2 of just this whole series, we're going to be talking about the Garden of Eden. If you are excited about it, please let me know in the comments that this is something that you are excited about. And look, God bless y'all. Bye.